Hello students, my name is Charushila Nerkar. I am working as an assistant professor in SPH College, Nampur. Today I will discuss chemical energetics. This is a part of physical chemistry which is included in FYBSc syllabus. So let us start this chapter by the definition of thermodynamics. Means chemical energetic, different types of energetics. So thermodynamics is a branch of physical chemistry which deals with study of different types of energies and their quantitative relationship. We know the most fundamental fact in nature is the energy that accompanies all changes and transformations. The various kinds of energies which a physical system can possess, such as heat, mechanical, electrical, kinetic, potential, etc. And we are familiar with these forms of energies, which are apparently so diverse and distinct, still they are related to one another and can be transformed from one form into another under suitable conditions. So, in thermodynamics, or the laws of thermodynamics deals with energy. They are applicable to all phenomena in nature. But there are some limitations of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics depend only on initial and final state of system and not on the time element to bring about the transformation. It means thermodynamics does not give information about the path followed to reach the final state. It gives information about initial and final state of the process or system. Second drawback of thermodynamics is it does not depend on the speed with which that change has taken place. And third drawback of thermodynamics is it does not give information about macroscopic systems like atoms, molecules or ions. Means thermodynamics gives information about macromolecules and not micromolecules or microscopic systems. Means one atom, one molecule, one ion. These are the drawbacks of thermodynamics. Now, study of thermodynamics is divided mainly into two parts. The system or the part which is selected from universe for study or observation or experiment is called as system. Means universe. Our universe is divided mainly two parts, system and surrounding. So what is meant by system? It is a part of universe which is selected for study or observation or experiment, and remaining part out of the system in the universe is called as surrounding. It means system plus surrounding is universe is equal to universe. Means universe is made up of system and surrounding. So interaction between system and its surrounding are very important in thermodynamics. So let us see what are the types of system and what are the properties of system. So first type of system is open system. A system which can exchange both matter and energy with its surrounding is said to be an open system. Means in open system both exchange of matter as well as energy in between system and surrounding. If we consider hot cup of tea, means hot tea taken into cup, so what will happen? Matter as well as energy in between system and surrounding will exchange, because this hot cup of tea is considered as a system and remaining part out of the system is called as surrounding. So this is the best example to understand open system. Now second type of system is closed system. So what will happen in this system? Only exchange of energy in between system and surrounding and not matter. Now consider this hot tea covered with a saucer. So what will happen? Matter is closed, but energy exchange in between system and surrounding. So this is a type of open system. Now third type of system is isolated system. In this system neither exchange of matter nor energy takes place in between system and surrounding. For example, thermos flask. The system is further classified into homogeneous system and heterogeneous system. Homogeneous system, homo means same and genus means phase. So when a system contains only one phase, it is called as homogeneous system. For example, a mixture of gases and a mixture of ethanol and water. If you add ethanol into water, it creates only one phase, called as homogeneous system. Now next is heterogeneous system. Hetero means different and genus means phase. This type of system contains more than single phase. For example, mixture of oil and water. Oil, if you add oil into water, it will create two phases, and this is called as heterogeneous system. Now let us see properties of system. There are two properties of system: extensive properties and intensive properties. Extensive properties are those properties of the system which depends on magnitude, or the property whose magnitude depends on the amount of substance present in the system. Means these are dependent properties. Amount of substance increases, magnitude also increases. If we increase amount of substance, mass also increase. If you decrease amount of substance, mass will be decrease. So mass, volume and energy, these are the examples of extensive properties. Second type is intensive property. It is defined as the property of a system whose value is independent of the total amount but depend instead on the concentration of the substances in the system. Means Intensive properties are those properties whose magnitude is independent of amount of matter. For example, pressure, density, refractive index, melting point, boiling point, etc. These are the examples of intensive properties. Now, next topic is types of processes. There are number of processes. Let us see first process, isothermal process. Iso means constant. In this process, temperature of the system remains constant throughout the transformation. Means delta T will be 0. Delta T means change in temperature. Change in temperature means delta T is equal to 0. So, internal energy remains constant in this system. Now, second process is adiabatic process. In this process, there is no heat is absorbed or evolved by the system during any step of the process. Means there is no exchange of heat in between system and surrounding. And Q is equal to 0. Q means amount of heat. Q is a constant in this process. Means amount of heat will be constant. Third process is isobaric process. Bar is a unit of pressure and iso means constant. So, you can define isobaric process. A process in which pressure of the system remains constant during each step of the process. Means delta P will be 0. Delta P is equal to 0. But most of the processes takes place in 1 atmospheric pressure. So it will be P, you can take P is equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. Now, fourth process is isochoric process. Isochoric means change in volume remains constant throughout the transformation. Choric means volume and iso means constant. So, change in volume of the system remains constant during each step of the process. Next process is a cyclic process. So what is meant by cyclic process? It is a process in a system undergoes a series of changes and return to its initial states. In this process, the changes occurs in an internal energy and the change in enthalpy. So, these type of processes are called as cyclic processes. Next is reversible process. It is a process in which driving and opposing forces are almost equal at all states and difference between these forces is infinitesimally small. Means driving force and opposing force, these are the forces of forward and backward reactions. Force of forward reaction is called as driving force and force of backward reaction is called as opposing force. Consider these are actually two systems. Consider this is A system and this is B. So what will happen? In first system, pressure of this system releases in somewhat extent because this is a gas and fitted in a cylinder, and T1, P1, V1, These are the temperature, pressure and volume. Initial temperature, initial pressure and initial volume of the gas. If small amount of pressure releases, so then what will happen? The gas expands. The gas expands, and at the same time pressure, temperature and volume will also change. You can call it as T2, P2 and V2. So in first step, in first arrow, what will happen? Forward reaction will take place because driving force is somewhat or infinitesimally greater than opposing force. If driving force is greater than opposing force, forward reaction will take place, and this process is reverse back with slight increase in opposing force. So this type of processes are called as reversible processes. And last process is irreversible process. It is a process in which driving force is differ from opposing force by a finite amount. It proceeds in definite direction and takes place in finite time. All natural occurring spontaneous processes are irreversible. So this is the irreversible process in which driving force is differ from opposing force by a finite amount. It proceeds in finite direction and takes place in finite time. So this type of processes are called as irreversible processes. Now we will see nature of heat and work in next lecture. Thank you.